Hi, and welcome to the Bitch Pussy Fantasy Football Escape League, soon to be renamed by our last year's winner. Unfortunately, sorry, I didn't come up with that. Anyways, if you're new to fantasy football, welcome. I'm going to be making some videos to help you through it because it may seem like a lot, so this is going to be the first one of those. Also, this is nothing. I'm just holding it for a prop. I don't even know if you can see it. We will be going over what a lineup looks like, who you're drafting, and like other tips and tricks for you guys. And we'll be starting with the lineups. We'll be starting with the lineups. Hopefully I put a cool graphic there for you guys. You'll be one of 10 teams. Every team has 15 slots on their lineup, which includes their starting lineup and their bench players, which will include 6 players. Your starting lineup will include 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex spot, 1 defense, and 1 kicker. This is vaguely what your lineup is going to look like. The QB is at the top of the lineup. He is the guy throwing the football to the other guys. He's the one controlling the offense. The running back is the player that the quarterback hands the ball off to instead of throwing it. Putting in their hands like this and trying to get as many yards as possible. That's the running back. The wide receiver is the player that the quarterback throws to. That's it. They're just ball catchers. Oh no! Tight end is the same thing as a wide receiver, except they're called tight ends because I actually don't know. But the difference between a wide receiver and a tight end is that they block with the offensive line as well as catch the ball. Technically different. And that's why you have 1 tight end instead of 2 wide receivers, because a lot of teams have a bunch of wide receivers and they only have probably a couple of tight ends. Now, the flex spot is sort of like a wild card slot. You can either put an extra running back, an extra wide receiver, or an extra tight end there. So you're probably going to be looking at your bench after you fill up your lineup, and you're going to try to fill out an extra slot on your starting lineup with the person projected to have the most points that week, or who you think is going to have the most points that week. You also have a kicker and a defense. These guys are not as important, but they still contribute to your points. Every team has 1 kicker, so they have enough to go around, and the quality is usually somewhat the same. There are outstanding outliers, of course. And then the defense incorporates an entire team's defense and how well they do that week. So that's your starting lineup. Now I'm going to go over kind of what your bench is, really. These will be filled with extra players in case someone on your starting lineup gets injured, isn't performing well, or is on a bye. And we'll explain buys as well. When I play, my bench spots are usually filled with a backup quarterback and a bunch of wide receivers and running backs, since there's a lot to go around and they produce the most points. But that's up to you. Now, your quarterback, contrary to popular belief, is not the most important person you're going to be drafting, even though they're the most important on the field. The most important players are going to be your wide receivers and your running backs. They will be the majority of your lineup as well as score you the most points. So you'll be mostly drafting from those 2 positions in the first few picks. But we'll go over that later. And that's it for lineups. If you have any questions, feel free to text me or the group chat. You can also comment and leave a like and subscribe.